This is a very strong report damning against North Korean officials. How was the evidence gathered, and can you walk us through what kind of evidence the commission has seen for and heard for itself?
Well, we asked North Korea if we could go into their territory. We repeated that request. We kept seeking to engage with North Korea, but all of that led to nothing. We then took the procedure, which isn't usual in United Nations Commissions of Inquiry, of conducting public hearings. And we conducted public hearings in Seoul, in Tokyo, in London and Washington. And there's no difficulty in getting brave people who'll come along and give testimony. There are 26,000 refugees from North Korea living in South Korea alone. And we had to cut off the number of people that we could interview at a certain point to get our report done in time. And so we gathered the testimony. It was interestingly consistent internally, because people who didn't know each other gave evidence about the same prison camp or the situation of food in particular provinces. And therefore, when you matched up some of the testimony with the satellite imagery that was available to us and with some of the reports which North Korea itself provides, we were satisfied that the evidence was very powerful and was telling of the very strong case for crimes against humanity and international crimes against North Korea.
Mr. Kirby, what kind of things were people describing to you? Were they saying these things happened to them or family members? How did they know? They must have spent time in some of those work camps and prisons themselves.
Yes, a number of them had been in ordinary prison camps, and one had been in a political prison camp. Normally, when you go into the political prison camps, you don't come out alive. But he escaped. His name is Mr. Shin. He's written a book about his experience, and he gave testimony. The testimony that we got ranged over cases of the prison camps, of the starvation, of the public executions, of the violence that exists in the settlement of political conflict, of abductions, the abduction of a young girl from Japan who was on her way home from badminton practice, the cases of punishment of people who had gone into China to escape the conditions in North Korea. Some of the stories were truly horrible, and even to myself, who in my own country was a judge for 34 years, they were very moving and very upsetting. But our job was to gather the testimony, record it, and then answer two questions. Does any of the testimony reach the standard of crimes against humanity? And our answer to that question was yes. And secondly, how do we render accountable those who were responsible for these crimes? And we gave a number of options, and those options following this report will be before the international community for action.